All right, ladies and gentlemen, what is up? Welcome to episode 33 of It's Beer O'Clock with special guest Retrospecs. What is going on, Retro? How are we doing today, man?
I'm doing good. I'm just pulling up the live stream on the other tab so I can see what the chat's talking about and stuff. But yeah, man, thanks for having me on. I'm excited for this one. I should have went and got a Modelo or something. I needed
I
a beer.
have I have my taste. You can still go get a Modelo right now. We have time.
Oh no. Like I'd have to go to the store
Oh
for it.
no,
So
well I'll
yeah,
crack one for you, bud. We'll
yeah.
crack. Cheers,
We'll
everyone.
pretend. We'll pretend.
So yeah, how's life been? How's business been? Like we're gonna get into a couple things tonight. I guess we can start off. How's business? How was Retrospecs navigating the market these days?
It's good, man. I'm a little bummed with like what's going on with PSA and stuff being backlogged. Like to be honest, like it's not the most like scalable thing in the world, but like probably where I get the most joy is grading. So like it's kind of a bummer that like I feel like I can't really do that right now,
Yeah.
just because of the backlog and how long it's taken to get cards back and stuff like that. So that kind of bums me out. I'm sure like when things cool off and PSA gets everything under control, like that'll be an opportunity again. But I am kind of sad that at least in the short term I don't get to do that anymore. But I've been leaning like heavier into building out the wholesale. I recently hired and stuff like that. One of my like real life like regular friends, I guess, like outside of Pokemon to run a TikTok for me. So
Oh, nice.
I've been so like we started a TikTok, and like the goal with that is hopefully to drive people to like the website and drive people to the wholesale and stuff like that. I'm terrible at social media stuff and like marketing and all that sort of stuff, but like I know that that's like you have to do that in order to like get bigger and network more and stuff like that. So hopefully like when everything gets a little bit settled, like I'll get back on YouTube a little bit too and start making pre-recorded videos again. And yeah, sorry for the rant, but
No, rant
that's
away.
where I'm
We're
at with
we're
it.
here for rants. We like hearing about rants. Yeah, man. I love grading too. Like I said it all weekend this weekend. We were going around. Obviously, we were in Chicago for Collecticon. We had the buy list for that card rich place. We absolutely destroyed it. It was done by 12:30. They wouldn't take trades or set the sales anymore. They stopped making sales. And I was just like walking around, and I've kind of had like a hobby identity crisis recently where I don't know, like, and not an identity crisis. I saw the face you just made, but like personally, like just hobby wise, like what I want to like do in the hobby other than like streaming and doing all that stuff, and what I actually enjoy on my time when I'm like working. And I love grading. Like I love everything that grading is. I love getting into the grading. Like all that's very important to me. So it's something that I definitely want to get back into. It's something that I hope you can get back into as well. Like that would be amazing to be able to do and be able to get back into. So yeah, that's where my little rant just went. I'm trying to figure this out. I'm making sure that everything is good here. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. What do you like enjoy the streaming? Like what would you say you enjoy most? Like what do you get the most enjoyment out of in the hobby?
I absolutely enjoy the streaming. There we go. We got shiny cards and collectibles in the house. What is up, shiny cards and collectibles? Mr. Raymax Climax himself. How are you? I love streaming. Streaming is the best way I think to get like discords are fun and stuff, but for like customer outreach and all that, so I really enjoy like the customer facing side of that and the consumer facing side. It really makes me happy to be able to provide that service to people. I love putting on a good show. I say it all the time. People that are there, and they're there for Pokemon cards, but what they're really there for, or whatever card dripping, is the entertainment. And I love putting on the entertainment. Like otherwise, you wouldn't sit in those shows. Like if you're not entertained by it, you're not logging on. Obviously, like it's nothing that you want to do. But like to be there, Beerski is a fucking star. Thank you very much, Ray. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's one of those things where I just enjoy all that time. We got some. I'm actually looking at. There's just boxes of these around right now. Just gonna show them
Wait,
off.
hold on, really quick. If I you're like frozen for some reason, like I can hear you, but your video's frozen. If I refresh this, will it kind of bumps me out? Will it bring me back in? Like if I refresh the page, do you know?
Give it a refresh. I hope I'm not
I'm
frozen.
sure like when things cool off. No, you're good on the
Thing
stream, but
is the
you're
entertainment.
frozen on here.
Okay.
My internet sucks, so it's probably me. I'll refresh it
Yeah,
really
give it a
quick.
refresh. We're good. Oh no, he's out. Let me send him another. Oh no, we got him back.
Okay, sweet. Yeah.
We're back now. Awesome.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
So yeah, I enjoy all aspects of it. You know, you meet a lot of cool, interesting people. It's amazing what people like. Each person has their own little like individual like collecting habits, and you try and like figure out who's who and what's what, and you cater to some collectors and cater to buyers and stuff. It's just a fun all around experience. Like I said, I just showed off the MetaZoo box. I'm going to be running a ton of these boxes. I ripped my first 2 boxes yesterday and today. Dude, these cards are dope. Like I don't know what it is. Like I enjoy. We're gonna talk about that a little bit too. So I won't say too much about it, but I'm excited to start streaming that product. I'm really interested in seeing how that does. I'm really interested in seeing where that goes. You know, yeah, I'm just excited about streaming in general. Like the prospect of streaming, it's just such a cool idea. Went to the Whatnot event last Saturday. Took Ponga there. Shout out Ponga, love you, buddy. We went to the Whatnot event. Went to the bowling alley, which was pretty cool. It had like a private little bowling alley area. So you're just rubbing elbows with those people. You know, it's networking. Collecticons, if not anything else, networking is the biggest thing you get out of Collecticons. And like meeting new people and talking to people and getting ideas. And I think that's important too. Like, again, all the product and everything is great, but the personalities and the people that you meet and everything along the way is kind of what I'm there for. Like this past weekend, I was there I was there for a good time. Like that's it. Beer ski, shaking babies, and kissing hands. Yeah, absolutely. Like I was 100%. That's what I was this past weekend.
I think it's the other way around.
It is. It's beer ski, shaking hands and kissing babies. It definitely should, but that's Ray for you. It was an awesome time. I got there Thursday, and did my thing. So you know, it was an awesome time. Nick picked me up from the airport. Hung out with Nick, Mr. Walrus that day. Pokemon Wonder. We kind of went around. We had a little day for ourselves. Then Spat and Aaron came out to dinner. Vandy, Pokey Smoke. So we had quite the crew. At the Airbnb, it was me, Grimer, Ponga, Spat, Java, me, Grimer, Ponga, Spat, Java. Yeah, 5 of us. So just wanted to make sure. What's up, Jack? How you doing, buddy? My cousin's in the chat right now. What's up, buddy? Yeah, so we had a blast. Like, just such a good time. Collecticons are fun. So I went all the way from streaming to MetaZoo to Collecticon there in like a 2-minute conversation. So we'll move on. We'll stop talking about me. We'll get to you.
No, you're good. I was interested because like just you know from the outside looking in, like with streaming a lot of the time, like I don't know, and like I don't want to be like judgmental because you know I don't know a lot of these guys in real life or whatever, but like sometimes I feel like when I see clips of streamers, it's like they're trying to put on like an act to be entertaining, like they're trying to be enthusiastic and 100%. Stuff like that. But like, when I like see you, whether it's like on your podcast or whatever, like you just generally have like a positive energy, like a hyped up energy, like as a person. So that translates really well to streaming. That's why I was asking you, like, do you enjoy doing that? Because I feel like your personality perfectly sort of translates to what you need to be. And it's not like you're trying to be something you're not. Like you are just being yourself, and then that works. You know, does that make sense?
I think that's like the biggest compliment that I can get from you or anyone really, is that I'm just being myself on the streams. Because you do see it, and like you said, people definitely do try to push this not themselves, like not being genuine. And I try to be as genuine as possible. Like I was on Fanatics Live with Ponga the other night. He has a completely different, like he's very calm, cool, and collected. He doesn't get very riled up. Like I can get riled up real quick. Like something big pops, I'm all amped up for the person. Because pulling those cards, like I know it's not my card. I'm not going to have it, but pulling the card, holding it, like seeing the excitement in the chat, you know you just made that person's day. Like they're amped up. Like I'm amped up that they're amped up. Like it's the best part. Again, people are the best part of the hobby. I'll say it and say it and say it. It's annoying at this point. I say it every show, but like that's what I believe. Like I really do. That's why I feel like the Collecticons, while I think they're moving away from what they originally were intended for, a little bit, like they're getting very big. Excuse me. It's not. It's way different than it was 2 years ago when I went to my first Collecticon. It is not the same. It's way different than when I saw you in Orlando last year, like a year ago. Like it has changed a lot. That show was massive. There was 130 sections. That's 1,300 tables, like something like that. Like it's just wild to think. Like there are people that I know. I flew on the plane with someone, and it took me a day and a half to find them, like at the show from New Jersey. Like I was like, what is going on here? And then you finally like, randomly see, you have to actually be looking for people to see them. Corporate Ocon. I don't want to say it, but like I kind of feel like that's where it's going, man. Like that's I 100% feel like that's what's happening. Just
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree. Like, I feel like if you have a really big established brand and like you're renting out an entire section and you've got the banners and the flags and like everything, like people know, like if you're like what's that guy's name? Like Bulba
Store,
Store.
yeah.
Yeah, like those kinds of guys that have that like built out brand, it makes sense for them to go to Collecticon. But I feel like if you're maybe like a smaller brand, you might get kind of like lost in the shuffle. Whereas like if you go to like a front row show, like front row crushes. To me, like front row is like mini Collecticon. The traffic is insane, and they'll post to their Instagram everybody's logo and like name and say like, hey, retro and old card shop are going to be vending at the front row. Like they still do those like little things that make you feel like special, I guess, but it's not BS. Like that kind of stuff goes a long way.
Yeah,
Where with
absolutely.
Collecticon, it's like, hey, I ordered 2 cases and there's no cases left, and they're like, whatever. You know what I mean? Like that's kind of like the vibe I get now from, and like I get it. Like they've gotten really big, the tables sell out instantly. Like I get it, but I'm just saying, like it used to be like Collecticon or bust. Like when the market was smaller, like if you really wanted to make money or do good at a show, it was like you had to go to Collecticon. Now, like even some of these other shows are really starting to take off and gain a following. So I feel like if you're not at the point to where you're renting out 10 tables and just blowing it out like this massive business or whatever, doing a front row or one of these other shows is actually potentially more better, and it's going to cost you less too. That's the other thing, is like Collecticon's really expensive now, you know what I mean? And like the hotels are usually expensive. So
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know but I don't, like, I haven't done one since Orlando, actually. So maybe I'm dusted. Like maybe I'm out of touch. I could be wrong.
I
I don't
mean,
know.
I know Ponga absolutely printed. He did a really good job. He made some pretty big sales before the show even started officially. So Ponga did very well for himself. I know some other people that did. Bierski shut down the cartridge booth this past weekend. It wasn't me, dude. Brad, it was 100% you. Like, you were just going in there and eviscerating them. Dude, you could buy the gold Charizard from Obsidian Flames for $20 and sell it to them for $25, and I think like market was like 20 or something like that. A TCG player, like, you absolutely crushed, and they got freaking worked, like bad work. There was 4 of us running around. It was me, Spat, Brad, and Vandy, and between the 4 of us, they shut it down, like completely shut it down. The next day, they didn't even allow like selling. There's trade only. So like Spat had a bunch of cards that he had to trade and try and find gradable copies out of their cases and stuff. It was pretty wild, actually. But yeah, back to your point. I agree with you. Local shows have a lot more to offer now. I think especially because some of them are getting so much bigger. We have the Woodbridge Card Show in New Jersey, which is a pretty big show. The New Jersey Card Show, which is another big one. There's a bunch of them now. I don't think the Collecticon experience is 100% necessary. Like, I'd rather just get with a bunch of buddies and hang out for the weekend at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's essentially what it is. You go and vend. And if you're vending, you're vending. And I know people are making like big business moves. I know Spat was going around buying a bunch of cards to the grave like crazy. Like, it's interesting to see what each person was doing. But like, again, like, I'm there for a good time, to see everyone. That's really like, if you're flying into Collecticon on Thursday, you're there to have a fun time. Like, if you're flying in on Saturday morning, you're there for business. So like, that's how I kind of feel about it. So like, I'm excited for the New Jersey show. We got some cool stuff going on for that show. I think we're doing our homie con that same weekend. We're gonna rent an Airbnb in the Pocono Mountains, Delaware Water Gap area for 2 nights, and then the party will be at my house Friday. And then, so like, we're trying to like make it as fun, homey-ish as possible. Like, obviously you're invited, everyone's invited. Come to Beerski-a-Palooza, people. It's gonna be a freaking blast. But yeah, I agree with you. Like, it's definitely changed, and I'm not like this big seller. I'm not like this. Yeah, Brad being bashful, very much so. Grimer, welcome, bud. Like, I'm not the biggest seller in the world. I'm not the biggest person in, pushing slabs or singles or anything like that at these shows, sealed. Um, but just walking around and seeing what's going on, like, it's definitely turned into something different. Like, you could save so much money just by going to a local card show, driving instead of flying, not needing an Airbnb. Meet up with some local Pokemon people, maybe start making friends with them because they're around. Like, Spat's local to New Jersey. I met Spat at the Woodbridge Card Show. Like, that's where we met. So like, those things do happen.
Yeah, like it's in like local networking. It's just I don't know, like it's a hack. Like to be completely honest, like one of the biggest business relationships I have is a local guy.
That's
Like
great.
that I like met kind of by accident or whatever. So it's like all it takes is like one person to completely change the trajectory of your business or like what you're trying to do or like your path or whatever, or like you could learn so much from like just yeah, like I said, it just takes one person. So like connecting locally is huge. And I think back in the day, and like again, like maybe I'm out of touch. Like there are like, I mean, last Collecticon I was buying stuff too. So like I know that there's gradable cards out there, but like I feel like the percentage of people maybe grading is a little bit less at a local show. Like you're gonna probably find more vendors with raw that has a potential to grade, and like you're probably gonna find better deal. I feel like too because Collecticon maybe is such a like it's such an expense for the
Yeah, it's
vendors
a
that
premium.
like
Everything's a premium there.
yeah, that you're maybe not going to get as good of a deal. But if it's like a local dude and it's like, and maybe it's a thing too where it's like, oh, you get these every week or something, or like you have more at home or whatever. Cool. Like I'll buy all of this, and then like next week, let's meet at Burger King, and I'll buy like the rest of whatever. You know what I mean? So like
Yeah.
that kind of stuff is cool, and I think like getting yourself known locally is good too because then people get comfortable with you, and then a lot of these local people go to big shows too. So then when you're at a big show and you have like local people that feel comfortable with you and can vouch for you, like that's maybe a hack too. So I don't know, man. Like I'm a fan of the local show for sure. And especially now, like the market is so big that unless you're in like some rinky-dink town in the middle of the nowhere, for the most part, like these local shows are popping, dude. Like it's not like it's
Busy.
yeah, like they're busy, dude. So like there's a lot of wheeling and dealing to be done in your hometown too. So don't feel like you need to spend $2,000 to go to a collectible. Like you said, if it, for me personally at this point, like I prefer to just like hang out with people and network. You know, like
Yeah.
I'd still want to buy and walk around and stuff like that, but I don't want to fly out to another state and bring all my inventory and price it out the night before and wake up early and get that. Like I don't want to do that anymore. And like no hate to anybody that does that because you can make good money, but like I at this point like I just want to like see people. Like I just want to meet people and like hang out with new people that I haven't met before and do stuff like that. And it's an expense, but like I don't know. To me it's worth it. And
Yeah, it's
there's
a
a lot of
different
people that I still haven't
expense.
met.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, yeah,
it's different. You're not counting every dollar when you're there for leisure. You know what I mean? Like, you're there to have a good time. Like, and I know like the people that are like hardcore, like some people go there and it's just business only. I just can't do it. Like, I need the other part of that. So that's where I'm at. They do this place actually had another hassle. they handed out tax forms to vendors. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Pongo was threatening to sell his table. There was a whole lot of shit going on. It was like everyone was spooked. Like as soon as they heard like tax form and it was sent, like everyone was like, "Oh my god, what's going on?" So it's like the funniest thing, but like another hurdle like that they're making. It's becoming so big that like people are starting to notice, and like that's a problem too. You know what I mean? Like you don't obviously claim your taxes, but for the people that don't, and we all know what goes on in the hobby, like just be doing what you're doing. But yeah, seeing that paperwork was wild. I know it happened in another show, Denver, I'm pretty sure. So stuff like that's pretty crazy.
So what like was the tax? Like you had
You
to
had to
like
pay
fill
sale. It
out.
was sales tax.
So you had to like fill out the
You had to
form
fill
and
out.
then at the,
You had to fill out a form and then mail the form. And then yeah, like it was weird,
so you
but
had to keep track of like all your sales, write them down on the form what it totaled to, and then mail the form off at the end of the weekend. Like that was what the deal was.
yeah, essentially that was the deal. And it had to be in within 10 days, and all this crazy stuff. I don't know how many people filled it out. Who knows? Like, I don't know. I know not every section lead got one. I know only a couple people. Like, I know one person that got one. So I don't know what the deal was with that, but that was just
That's like
another.
such a nightmare too, because like what about like reseller permits and you know what I mean?
Yeah,
And like
Grimer. It was specific. It was sales tax specific to the convention event. So like, yeah, like you
that's
and
crazy.
what's up, Pokey Kid? How you doing, man? Yeah, it was wild. Like I said, people were like, "Oh shit!" Like this is happening. Um, but yeah, Collecticon's getting so big that like, I mean, we know what's moving through there. Like it's a lot. Like there's a lot of dollars changing hands at these events. So I will say though, you do see the coolest shit at Collecticons. Stuff you won't see anywhere else. Um, I saw an Art Academy Chef Pikachu for the first time. Like held that in my hand. That was pretty cool. I looked at it for Chef. He was about to make a deal for it. I had to give it a quick checkout. But yeah, it's awesome just to be able to like go and see stuff like that, like a PSA 10 Mudkip Gold Star, like crazy stuff that you don't normally see. Black labels galore. Like it's just wild seeing like you go walk through there and get a history lesson in Pokemon that weekend. So it's pretty cool. But eBay had a big massive booth there. Who else, man? I think CGC had a booth there, if I'm not mistaken. Zion obviously had their massive booth that they normally have there. It's wild. Like some of those sections were huge. Spotify had a not Spotify. Spotify? No. Shopify. Shopify had a massive, like it was probably 3 sections big. I saw Nick and Walrus stream their eBay live there, which was pretty cool. So yeah, it's a cool event. It's just like I said, I'd rather spend the money. We could all go somewhere cheaper and hang out for the weekend instead of going there and then maybe vend a local show or something. Who knows? Maybe we should
Yeah.
just find a local show to blow up and just take over the local show. That would actually be pretty fun.
Yeah, I mean that's because like when I used to go, it was like I took it really seriously, you know, like I'd get all my inventory and then
Yeah.
like, you know, the night before I'd like comp out all the slabs and stuff like that and sticker everything and like it's stressful and then like you're waking up early and like I wanted to get there and like make sure that, you know, everything was set up right and all that sort of stuff and be there for like when VIP showed up and like a lot of the homies would like not really take it that seriously or whatever, but like my goal was to make money. Like my
This
goal
guy.
and but then you're like wiped out at the end of the day and you want to like go hang out with people but you feel like you've missed it because you're like wiped out and people have been hanging out all day while you're like sitting there vending. So
Stuck behind that table, man. There's nothing worse.
yeah,
You can't go like, you know how freeing it is just to be like, I'm gonna go to lunch, like, and just go out and go to lunch. Like that's so nice. And like I brought Pongo food back the one time. They were actually very lenient with what you had going in and out of that place this time. So compared to last time, it wasn't that lenient. I know some of them were very strict with what you're bringing in and out. So it was nice for that reason. But yeah, so Collecticon 2025, Chicago. It was a good time. Had fun. Let's move on. How do you feel about Destined Rivals? I know this is the big hot ticket item. I know you were talking about it a little bit before stream. I know there's a lot of stuff going on with that, with tariffs. We'll say that horrible T word. I'm sure you're tired of hearing that damn word, but it's part of what you're into now. So how have you been navigating all of that, especially with a release like Destin Rivals? It's probably going to be, I'd say, the biggest release of the year other than Terra Fest. How are you feeling about that? Like, what do you feel about box pricings? What do you see? How do you see it moving on? Like, give me the whole picture.
So like I mentioned it like a couple other times on like different streams, but like I've been trying to tell people as much as like I need to make like more pre-recorded videos and stuff, but like I've been trying to tell people as much as possible that like patience pays, because there's been a lot of manipulation with Rocket, especially like Japanese sellers know what's going on with the English market, and they know that people will pay crazy prices. Like they know that Pokemon Center is selling out, they know that it's getting botted, like they know that people can't get English product. Like they're fully aware of the situation. And so, I mean, people were ordering Rocket. I mean, if we go like 3 months back, I saw people post pre-orders for like $250,
Cases for like 2200 dollars,
Yeah.
like crazy
So
stuff, dude.
yeah, very, very expensive. And like even boxes, like, 200 plus per box kind of thing. And like right now, I put up pricing earlier, and I'm doing 155 shipped tomorrow. And I think like I'm waiting for numbers from like one of my final people that like doesn't do any pre-orders. Like they only will do day of release. So that would be like Thursday for us because it's Friday in Japan. And I think like the numbers I mean, we'll see, but like the numbers they were quoting me were like, potentially $10 to $20 cheaper a box. Like we'll see. I don't. He gave me a pretty wide range, so I don't know where it's going to end up settling in there. But like, I think it's going to come down Friday, especially, and I think by Monday it'll be even cheaper. So like, I put out the pricing, but like I put up a caveat first saying like, hey, like
And I saw
just
that.
ahead, yeah, like if you guys like need it for a stream or you need it to have it like in store and stuff like that, like I mean some guy posted a link earlier and on Whatnot, people are getting $70 for 3-pack lots. So like at that point, it's like, at that point, it's like, it doesn't matter. Like people kind of have to have it because people are going to pay crazy for it because they want to get the cards. They want to get like first to market, maybe with like the chase cards or the ARs or whatever with a grading play type deal. So I understand that, but like I, even though it, like may, because a lot of people messaged me too and saw that and were like, okay, I'm gonna wait, which is fine. Like I don't want people to get wrecked, but like I have no incentive to tell people, hey, don't order from me. You know
Absolutely,
what I
you
mean?
don't.
But like I want to be like honest and transparent. And so if I know, or I don't know, but like if I think it's gonna come down and get cheaper, I have to be like, just ethically, like I have to say, hey, like it is what it is. Like if you need it, here's what it is. But if you can be patient, I think you can probably save a little money here. So I tried to throw that up to let people know. But I think it's a really cool set. Like I get that it doesn't have like all the Pokemon that people wanted in it and stuff like that. And it's tough too, like when things are so high. Because I remember the same thing happened with 151. People are so hyped about 151, and then when we got a lot of the leaks, people were like, like it's cool, but whatever. I'm not that stoked. And then like it took a little while and kind of cooked, and then it became like this crazy thing that went insane. Like I mean, English, the UPCs were sitting, ETBs were sitting at Costco, like so much stuff sat. And then when people decided like, oh, it actually is a cool set, then it went crazy.
Yeah.
So I could kind of see that happening with Rocket a little bit. But like when English comes out, when Destin Rivals comes out, like it being the combination of Rocket and Heatwave, I think it's going to be probably the most insane release since Prismatic. It'll probably be more crazy than Prismatic. Like that's just a feeling I get. Like I think Heatwave is a really good set. I think Rocket's a pretty good set too. I think the English version is going to be bonkers. Like I do not want to be anywhere near a card store, a Target, a Walmart, or a Fred Meyer's when that set comes out. Like I think people are going to be acting crazy.
People are already active. The prices on them are just
Yeah,
insane with what we have going on.
it sucks too, because like selfishly, like I really like the Giovanni and the Mewtwo art on the ETBs. So like I kind of just wanted one to have in the background for display or whatever, because I think it's really cool. But like I'm not paying $300 for it. You know what I mean? So like I get its market, but it like I can't really be like, yeah, I'm gonna pay $300 just for like a display piece kind of thing. But Yeah, I think it'll be really crazy in English. I think it's already cooking in Japanese. I've had a lot of people place orders. And then regarding the tariffs, like right now, I'm making people order in 5 box increments so that it stays under like the 800 $800 like threshold to where you don't have to pay the tariffs because of the de minimis rule thing or whatever. But it's been a pain, because like some people, like when some people order just in general, like they'll order, like 1,500, 2 grand worth of stuff, which I still have to split up. But like there's some people that order like 10 to 20,000. Like it'll be a big game store or something like that, and they'll order like 10 to 20,000 at a time, and I have to split that up into like all these different packets, and I'm paying that like increased shipping, so it's kind of a pain. Like I'm not super happy about it, but it's kind of, there's this like, I think it's a Hillary Clinton quote, and she was like, never let like a good tragedy go to waste. So even though my initial like knee jerk reaction was like, oh man, this sucks, I thought like, okay, well, if I'm thinking this sucks, imagine what the people that are like scummy and not doing stuff the right way and are like smaller or over leveraged, like imagine what they're thinking. Like if I'm like, oof, this sucks, they're like, oh no, I'm cooked. And so that provides opportunity to like accrue you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, oh,
So like
absolutely. You're going
that's
above and beyond for your customer base, and they're going to appreciate that down the line.
yeah, so that's kind of how I'm looking at it. And I'm still trying to, like work things out. And obviously like I hope things change and go back to the way they were. I don't think the 24% is gonna take effect. Like I'm pretty sure that Japan and the White House will get something worked out, but I wouldn't be surprised if the 10% was here to stay at least until like midterms or until we get a new president. So I think that that's something that people are going to have to adapt to, unfortunately. And the thing that kind of sucks too is like even though the price of a lot of these boxes have come down slightly because of the tariffs, the uh, the yen has gotten stronger against
Against
the
the, yeah.
dollar, so it like kind of evens out anyways. And it's like, oh man, like I would hope that this stuff would get a lot cheaper, but the yen is so strong against the dollar, so it's, I don't know, man. Like it's just been a wild ride for sure. But I'm glad that people are still like, I didn't know if people were just gonna be like, I'm not even taking a risk. You know what I mean? Like, I'm glad that people are still like working with me and willing to like trust me and stuff like that. And so that makes me feel good. And I just don't want to ever do anything that would like betray anybody's trust or make people feel uncomfortable, because like I understand that it's like a big deal to like take people's money and be in charge of making sure that they get the product that they're supposed to get, like in a timely manner. So yeah, I don't know. That's my main focus. And like I can't like, I threw myself a little pity party for a little bit when when it first got announced, but I was just like, you can't, like you got to bounce back, man. Like you can't sit and be sad about it. Like you got to figure it out, because people forget my business. Like what about all these other people's businesses? Like whether it's a Rip and Ship or an LGS or like whatever, it's like, think about all these other people that can't get English product or are growing their business off of Japanese product. If I just sit on my hands and like cry in my room, like what about all these other people? Like I'm responsible for helping these people grow too. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so like I had to remember that and be like, it's on me to make sure that these people can continue to grow and scale into the future too. So yeah, hopefully that all made sense.
No, that absolutely makes sense. Like, and the fact that you're thinking about not just yourself, but the other businesses that are going to be affected by it too is what sets you apart from, I think, so many in the Japanese sealed space. I mean, you get scammed if you purchase stuff out of Japan all the time. It's just like those sites on Facebook, like, oh yeah, like Japanese selling, like everyone's like stroking each other in those things, and then like you're just getting screwed. Like you're not getting what you're supposed to be getting. Like having someone trustworthy like you who actually cares about the hobby and cares about the end product and where it's going and all of that is important. So thank you for doing that. I don't think it's said enough. Like you provide a very cool, affordable option and much safer compared to what other people has. Guys, make sure you're checking out Retrospecs Instagram. He's got a website. You can shamelessly self-plug right now, my man. If we have any mods in here, please post this stuff in the chat. Thank you very much. Moving on from Destin Rivals. Let's see what we got here. Got notes and stuff. How do you feel about the Japanese market as a whole? Like not just, glory for Team Rocket or anything. Like how do you feel about it from product that's released a couple years ago to now? Like how do you feel about it as like a whole in the past, I don't know, just like Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet era together now? Like how are you feeling about it?
I think like every time we have one of these, because I mean the first time like the first boom happened during the panorama and stuff, like a lot of my friends and I were kind of the ones that came in very surface level and then found our way down the rabbit hole into like the more dusty stuff and all the niche things and learned about all that stuff. And so every single time the hobby kind of like grows or experiences a big boom, there are a certain percentage of people that are going to go like below the surface and find their way into these different collecting categories and different things that they're interested in. And so when I think about like Japanese specifically, I mean there's a lot of dude for the longest time. I mean a lot of these all like EV Heroes was like 450 $500 a box, and like most of the V's in PSA 10 were like $100. So I look at stuff like that and I'm just like, as this continues to grow, like, and obviously now they're not that anymore because of what's happened with the market and all
Yeah.
that sort of stuff. But like they were for a long, I mean, dude, Greninja, when Greninja first came out, I think I was buying those raw for like $30 and selling them for like 100, 110 in a PSA 10, which is good margin.
Yeah, it's
But
great.
now it's a $350 card in PSA 10. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And so I think that over time, people are going to find their way down, and whether it's like a modern altar, whether it's like Sun and Moon tag team or Sword and Shield, like when things age, like we're so focused on like hyper modern and ultra modern and stuff like that, but it's like, dude, some Sword and Shield stuff is like 5-6 years old at this point.
Yeah.
And when that happens over time, it's like, yes, there was a lot of this product made, yes, it's in good condition, but the amount of gradable copies of the top end chases, like it's not infinite anymore. And like at some point, Scarlet and Violet is going to be like that too, And I think people forget that because they just sort of lump everything in with modern. But it's like, dude, Sun and Moon is 7 to 10 years old.
Yeah,
So
that's mid era now. Like what's
yeah,
you know what I
exactly.
mean?
So,
Like
so it's like, and like with the borders with the GXs having like the black line and it being tough to find them centered and stuff. It's like, dude, there are not an infinite amount of those cards out there raw in PSA 10 condition. Now it's obviously like you could argue it's going to be easier to find like a tag team in PSA 10 condition than like a Japanese old back hollow in PSA 10 condition or something like that. But you have to also think about like the amount of demand for like a tag team versus. So I think there's a lot of stuff that's cheap, and I just think that over time people are gonna find their way, like the stuff you like, right? Like the fancy graffiti and all that
yeah.
sort of stuff, like that kind of stuff. To me, especially with how hard it is to find in good condition, it's not going to be cheap forever. It might
It
not
can't be.
appreciate.
It
Yeah,
can't
like it's very niche, but like there is not an infinite amount of it, and a certain amount of people are going to find their way down the rabbit hole, and they're going to realize like, oh, I can't go out and just find this whenever I want, and it's not easy, even if I buy the sealed product, to get this in a PSA. It's like, so eventually, a lot of that stuff, in my opinion, is probably going to do well over time. Now it might not like 10x like Evolving Skies or something like that, but I look at a lot of this stuff and I'm like, man, if you were just collecting, there is a ton of value to be found. Like outside, maybe outside of Scarlet and Violet era, like Sword and Shield back. Like I think that there is a ton of really cool stuff for really cheap in PSA 10, comparatively for like how hard it is to actually source and grade it yourself. So yeah, hopefully that made sense.
No, it definitely made sense. Yeah, like the attrition rates of everything, like starting to get harder to grade stuff that's from those eras. Like people aren't ripping as much like Evolving Skies and stuff as they were. I mean, why would you booster boxes prices the way they are? Like it's kind of stuff to hold on to unless you're really degenning in the corner or something like hard. So like those boxes are gonna go up. Like I'm interested to see what happens with this era. I'm interested to see what happens in the market over the next couple months. I don't know. I just have this strange something's happening. Something's gonna happen. These booster box prices in modern like $320 or $250 for it just makes no sense. I don't understand how people getting into the hobby can even work around what's going on right now. It's got to be very next to impossible for a lot of people. Which isn't like I'm not crying them a river or anything. Like it's not that. Like obviously like get good guys. Like what are we doing? But like it's interesting to see. Like I don't know if Team Rocket is going to be the. I feel like Team Rocket is going to be seen as one of those sets like later on that like was like the change in the. We just had like such a big up, and like whatever's coming after Rocket, if it keeps going up, like I don't see how it can just keep going up, especially right now. Like with these prices are so high. Like compare like
Yeah, I mean 320 for a booster box.
dude,
It's
you can
like,
get
look, dude.
yeah, you can get Sword and Shield booster boxes for cheaper than that right now. Like Battle Styles is cheaper than that. Like what are we doing? Battle Styles has some juice promo, like juice full arts in it, like alt arts, like the Sleepy Tea and stuff like that. So I'm just confused on how, and maybe it's a lack of a market like knowledge and stuff. But I don't think I'm that far off. Like I just can't see it keep going up. Like Ponga keeps saying like zero by fall. Like I don't think it'll be zero by fall, but I
Yeah,
think
I don't know about that.
I don't know if zero
I
by
think it's a
fall, but
little,
I think you're going to see a
think it's a
shift
little
through
too
the summer
bearish.
months a little bit, and it might cool off just enough. Like something's got to give, unless I'm just crazy and this is just going to keep going up. I don't know what your thoughts on that are.
I think so. Like I kind of so like with Sword and Shield, for instance, like when it came, like Sword and Shield saw a lot of appreciation very quickly because so many people came back into the hobby during Sword and Shield, and so for a while, Sword and Shield stuff actually outpaced Sun and Moon stuff, like sealed boxes. I'm talking about like I don't know about like each individual specific alt art and stuff like that, but like Sword and Shield as a whole appreciated very quickly from like the lows of like 70-80 dollars or whatever relative. Like it took Sun and Moon a while to really like catch up, and like obviously like the gains are bigger because there's less of the boxes and stuff like that. And so I feel like the same sort of thing is happening with Scarlet and Violet, because like 151 specifically and like 151 forward, probably like through surging, and like that's when things really started to get nuts. And so I feel like because so many people were brought back into the hobby during that time, that's all
why.
they know as of right now.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And so that's why people are willing to pay. Because like, look, dude, 320. I'm happy for stores because for 2.5 years, stores got boned. They're buying boxes for $85-$95, and people are like barely willing to pay them $100, and they've got to pay their employees, they got to pay their bills, and so that's not healthy. But like $320 a box is also, so there's got to be some even media, like MSRP, actual MSRP seems like an even, like if you could buy boxes from distro for like $90, $95, whatever, sell them for like 150 to 160, that's a pretty good profit margin.
yeah,
People, and I don't necessarily think it's healthy for boxes to be like $100 or whatever, but like 300 is nuts. And I don't necessarily think that that's going to drive people out, but like bottom line, like wallet fatigue is real, and so people can't afford to spend, like if you're buying cases, if you're used to buying cases for like $800 to $1,200, and a case of a new set is like 1,800 to 2,000, like you just can't buy as much. It just
yeah,
is what it is. And so I think over time that'll work itself out. And I think a lot of the people are just greedy. That's the other thing too, is like when this stuff booms, like people get greedy, dude, because it's, the barrier to entry is pretty low, especially for sealed product. Like it's, if you have distribution connection, it's just put a box in another box and ship it out. You know what I mean? So, and same thing with like the scalping and stuff like that. It's like you just go to a store, buy it, and flip it online. Like the barrier to entry is very low. But like when that goes away, it's this sort of like cascading effect. And like we saw it happen last time. I don't know when it's going to happen. It probably definitely isn't going to happen with Destined Rivals because that set looks nuts. But you might be right. Like maybe the black and white set that comes after before they get into the megas, like maybe they print a lot of that, and maybe people like aren't as excited about it because maybe they feature like less popular. I don't know what it's going to take. I want there to be a slowdown, but like I don't. it's just not like the data isn't reflect, at least from like what I'm seeing. You know what I mean? Like the people I'm selling to are still scaling up. They're asking for more, and I'm just like, dude, you know what I mean? So it seems a little nuts, but it's just like you just kind of have to, you kind of just have to go with it. And I think that when things are down, it's easy to say like it'll be healthier or it'll be calmer, but a lot of people will feel burnt and feel negative and feel like this is never coming back. And I felt that way. Like and like I was doing business the whole time, and like I thought that the window was closing. I thought that things were done. I thought that like I was the last kid on the playground holding the kickball, and everybody else had gone home. Like
Yep.
that's how I felt. Like I was like, am I the only one that still thinks this is cool? Like it did I just sort of like come in and find this really cool thing during the pandemic, and then after that, like it was like, all right, time to go back to real life. You know what I mean? Like I legitimately felt that way. And so to see things sort of like hit a bottom and then work their way back up, it it kind of reinforced to me like, okay, this isn't going anywhere. Like that you can rely on this. Like the market is going to cycle, like financial markets cycle. But for that time period, because I hadn't been through a cycle before, I legitimate and dude, I was standing in an Airbnb with like Nick and Dan at Denver Collecticon, and I just flat out asked them, I was like, "Do you guys think this is gonna last? Like, do you guys think this is sustainable?" And they said no. And like obviously since then, like they've grown their business and stuff like that
Yeah.
too. So nobody had any idea. And so it's I don't know, man. Like I get that it's unhealthy and there's a lot of negativity and stuff going on right now, but like just to sort of be a positive or like try to like look at the positives, like try to soak in the fact that so many people are stoked on the hobby right now, even if there is a lot of negativity, even if there's a lot of like fly by night people coming in, it's still good to sort of like enjoy this for what it is because it won't always be like this. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I don't know. That was kind of a rant, but like hopefully I don't know. Yeah, that's just what I remember feeling. And so this time I'm like, okay, I feel more prepared maybe.
Yeah, that's interesting. Like I noticing the cycle was important. Seeing that it could cycle was important for me too. Um, I haven't been, and I've said it before. Like there was a lot going on this year. Obviously, I didn't really. I sold like in a lot of stuff in January. I was like, all right, this is kind of have to be like the top. Like then I got some uh, Prismatic Evolution Pokemon Center ETB boxes. I was like, all right, I'm gonna sell these puppies too. That was crazy, like how much they went for, and I was like, all right, it's gotta chill. And then like, dude, 3 months later, everything's way higher. Like stuff I sold 2 3 months ago was like 2x since then, and it's just like wild to see where it's going. But like knowing now that like the cycle possibility is there. Like I've been in one cycle, I've seen it end, and now I've seen another cycle begin, and we're gonna see it end, and we're gonna see another cycle, and I feel like it is a little cyclical now. I mean, you can look; it's like every 4 years you see something like going back to Pokemon Go. Like Pokemon Go was the first like, oh shit, like Pokemon's back, and then 2020, everyone's like, oh man, Logan Paul's in, like we got Pokemon again, like let's go, and then again, this past it's been every 4 years. It's been like the last three presidential cycles too. Like kind of like when that happens, like stuff starts booming, which has been crazy to like once you start realizing. So like once there's a downturn, like I feel much more confident in myself now seeing that, and much more confident in like the hobby and businesses as a whole. Seeing that, knowing that you if you diamond hands just a little bit on some stuff, you're not going to get absolutely slaughtered. There's a lot of people that I don't think know that, just kind of in the hobby now, and are going to get absolutely caked and slaughtered up. Like it's going to be bad for some people, especially when you're buying $320 booster boxes.
Yeah,
Like that's the
and
problem.
that's sad, and like that's gonna hurt. But also like you have to like it sucks, but it's like sometimes like you have to scrape your knee to like learn. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like you have to like burn your hand on the stove to realize like
Yep.
you don't put your hand on it. Like you have to do that, and it's kind of like a road trip or something, I guess. It's like there's good part like if you're on like a 10-hour drive or something like that, like there's good parts of the drive where like everybody's energetic and you guys like throw on the music and you're like hell yeah, you know what I mean? Like And then there's parts of the drive where people are like burnt and they're tired and they've been sitting in the car for a long time and they feel gross. And like you have to like pace yourself. Like maybe you have like snacks or something. You're like, okay, well, I'm going to be driving for like 10 hours. Like I need to like pace myself. Like I need to have the right amount of caffeine. I need to have the
Yeah,
right
yeah,
amount of
right.
snacks. And to me,
Absolutely.
like that's what this is like. Like this is just a long road trip. Like you have to understand that like right now is the crazy good part of the road trip, but you need some snacks and some caffeine for
Yeah.
when everybody else is cranky and falling asleep and you still need to drive another 3 hours to get to the destination. You know what I mean? So like that's why I've been trying to tell people on on like my channel, just be like, yo, like, you know, take some risk and like do some learning, but like also like don't over leverage, like don't do crazy stuff, and like financially insulate yourself, because honestly, that's the only way you're going to survive the downturn. Like you have to put yourself in a position to where like you don't need to sell, you're not selling the bottom. Like it's exactly like financial markets where
Yeah.
like, you know, so it's, and
And
I know that
there will be a downturn. Like I think some people don't think there will. Like there, it will come back again. We will see another downturn. There will be a little shot down. I don't know how big it, but it's coming. Like it is gonna happen eventually. This can't keep rolling the way it is. Like just wait till we get into whatever they call uh, Generation 10, and like we get that first base set and it's ass, like all the base sets that come before it, and everyone's like, this sucks, the new mechanic is shit, I hate the hats, this is the trashiest trash ever, I'm not gonna spend more than $100 on this box, fuck this. And then 2 months later everyone's gobbling it the fuck up because the next, or a year later, because they finally like released the set with EVs or something in it, and people are clamoring over themselves to get it. Like that's literally what it is. Like you'll see that again. So it's coming. Like I don't know what Pokemon has in store for the rest of the year. Like you said, maybe that black and white set is bogus, and I mean, who knows? It could be very cool. Like they can do a lot of cool stuff with black and white set, especially with all the cool stuff that they have in, you know, their mid-era cards. But it's just I'm interested to see what happens and where it goes. Like I just don't want people to get caught into the fact that they think that this is just like an upward trajectory, because it's not. That's not what it
Yeah, and
is.
like I think something that I learned too, like going through this cycle, is like I associated, or I guess like conflated, like Pokemon's popularity with the Pokemon card market. And I saw like Pokemon card prices coming down, and so I thought like Pokemon was a fad, or that it was just over with, and like I didn't think it was going to zero, but I was like, okay, well, like people got back into the brand because they were hyped, they needed nostalgia, everybody was stuck inside, all that sort of stuff. So I conflated those two things, and I think a lot of people are going to do that same thing when like the market corrects again. And it's not, the market can cycle, has nothing to do with the, like Pokemon as a brand's trajectory, like Pokemon's popularity as a brand zoomed way
That's
out.
going up. Yeah.
That's going up into the right forever, since like creation, since the inception of the
I
brand.
mean,
And
it's the
so I
biggest
think,
IP in the world.
exactly. So I think people need to remember that it's like card prices and what the card market is doing is not reflective of the overall brand. And so the overall brand is working in the background. Like Pokemon does not care. I mean, I'm sure they track it and stuff like that, but like Pokemon does not care if Umbreon is $2,000 or $1,000 in a PSA. They don't care. Their mission is so much bigger than that. And so I think if they continue doing what they need to do and knocking things out of the park, whether it's a video game or a TV show or like whatever the case may be, the card market is going to work itself out. But I was so zoomed in on the card market that I forgot that like, oh, this is a whole business that has their own goals that they're trying to do, and you know, growing all over the world and all that sort of stuff. So now I feel a lot more confident in the brand that like even if price is correct, even if things come down, even if a set gets overprinted, even if they put out a set that people aren't stoked on, over time things will work themselves out because the overall brand is so strong,
Strong.
and their
Yeah.
number one goal is to get people into the brand. So yeah, that was just something really big that I feel like I learned from like last cycle.
And you know what? I didn't even think of it that way. So thank you for bringing it up that way. Like that is the truth. Like the cards are just one tiny little bit of the machine that is Pokemon. It's a tiny little cog in that monster machine. Um, yeah, that's an interesting thought. Like, thank you for bringing that up. I think that's something that probably is overlooked a lot in the hobby. That it is more than just the cards, and Pokemon is a business that's trying to move forward and hold their market share of whatever it is, like if you see the charts, like everyone just like go look up a Pokemon, like the top IPs in the world chart, and Pokemon like smokes everyone else. Like it is not even close. Like, and that's Disney included, like Disney's IPs and stuff. Like so, Pokemon really has a grasp on the, on this market. So yeah, let's see. Biggest surprise in the Pokemon market this year for you?
Dude, honestly, like I think my biggest surprise, at least recently, is just the journey to get in English. I did not expect it to hold up as well as it has. Like it being over $200 a box is insane to me
I don't
because
think it's a great set.
yeah, like I think that it's just more like for a Japanese audience, like it's more like waifu focus and stuff like that. It's like in English, waifus traditionally have never carried sets, and like look, Lily and Clefairy and like N, and it's like I'm not saying that there's nobody that like N and Zoroark, but it's like if Zoroark was the chase of a set, no one would say I'm super stoked on
Nope.
that set. Like nobody, you know what I mean? So like I'm surprised and to me that's why I'm like, oh well, like we're not selling because it's like, dude, if you can carry a set on Lily's Clefairy, Iono's Belly Bolt, and
Belly Bolt,
freaking
bro.
yeah,
Yeah.
dude, it's like who knows about belt? You know what I'm saying? So like if you can carry a set off that, like imagine what's going to happen when they put in Pokemon that people actually know and care. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So like that was
Hop
a huge
Zacian,
surprise.
like what are we doing? Hop is
Yeah,
terrible.
yeah, yeah. I thought that they would like come out really expensive because everybody was like, oh yeah, like everything's expensive. You pay a blah blah blah. And then I thought that like it after the first little like second wave of allocation or however that stuff works, I thought it would drop to like 170 or something, and it's still holding like 225, which is crazy to me. Like that is such a surprise to me. So like I don't like. What about you? Have you had any like surprises?
Um, I think my biggest surprise, like I think my biggest surprise is that Prismatic costs what it costs right now. People are buying packs and it's such a rough rip. Like that, like I see like Journey Together is a much easier rip. Like you rip Journey Together, it feels good. Like you're getting some stuff. Like you pull it. They're like Prismatic Evolutions. Like it's definitely feels like Evolving Skies, and people just punish themselves ripping those packs. Like I think that's the biggest thing. Seeing I guess I would say like the hit rate in that set and how like difficult it is to pull anything of value from that set. That's my biggest. Also, PSA grading going up to $19 per card is nutty. The fact that actually, that's what it's gonna be. It's gonna be the fact that PSA allowed themselves to fall behind again, have to go to $19 a card. They laid off all those workers the end of last year, and now they're eating it. Like this, it's not. It's like what are we doing? Like you've been through this before. Like it's the same. Like, and I said this in the with when I talked to Nick, like, and I looked in it like, Nat, what are we doing here? Like, what's going on? Like, you've been through this before. We've seen this happen before. We're kind of heading down that same thing. You're pricing yourself up to $19 per card for grading, when CGC with the $300 membership is $9.30, $9.80, some shit like that. It's wild. Like you can even go to the next up tier, spend $12 and something cents, get your cards back in 3 weeks from CGC now. And I know people feel weird about CGC. I know people have this big up, but guess what? They're putting your card in plastic, and it's gonna make your card cost that much more, and you're getting it back that much faster. So damn PSA, when you're spending those kind of like you're talking like double the price now. Literally, it's double. So what are we doing here? PSA, like I'm so confused by that, and I know like Ponga said to me the other day, like, well yeah, you'll get less cards, but you're spending more money, so it should kind of like even out. But the fact that they're even doing that, like they're going the wrong direction. Like we don't want to see them go. Like, come on, it's the service hasn't changed. I'm sure the plastic you're getting hasn't changed. Like nothing has really changed. Like what are we doing here? Why
The
is it
service
going
has gotten
up?
worse.
Bro, relax. Skater Nesto, bro, relax.
The service has gotten worse at PSA too, because
Dude,
like they get your
take
cards,
forever.
yeah, and it takes like a month just to get them to get it into research and ID.
There's
and it's
zero
like, yeah,
reason
bro.
for that. You've been through this kind of cycle, but they've been through this before. They shut down
I,
for like 6 months, a year. Like what are we doing?
To your point about prismatic too, it's kind of crazy, bro. Like you remember how everybody was so gassed on the master balls finally coming to English. I don't hear a single person say anything about master balls now that they're finally here. Like
They're
I don't.
horrible. They don't even
Yeah,
look.
like
They
no,
look terrible in English. You
no one
can't
says
tell that they're a
anything.
master ball.
Yeah, it's kind of wild to me. But yeah, man, I like CGC is cool because like I Beckett's customer service and just like sending to that company sucks. But CGC is like you get the best of both worlds. Like you get the good quality customer service that PSA like usually provides, and you still get to gamble for that pristine 10
Yeah,
upside. And like I like the look of the slab. I think the gold embossed 10 is
it's
really cool.
hot,
So
dude.
I think it looks good, dude. I like sending to CGC. Like I get they had the little kerfuffle, but like it's whatever,
Like
bro. Like nobody's tripping on that anymore. Like it
it's an
is what it
ugly
is.
label. It's ugly. It doesn't do anything for me. Give me that embossed PS or CGC pristine 10 all day long. Like I love it. Don't sleep on Master Ball Dunsparce. I mean, you got it, man. Let me say hi to a couple people real quick. We got Pokey Kid in the house. JT, what's going on, JT? Good seeing you. BB, which number is higher? The number of haircuts Retro has in a year or the number of haircuts Bierski has had in his lifetime? So thank you. I'd say I've probably had like 5 haircuts over the past 10 years of my life. So it's not that many. It's a very small amount of haircuts. This is normally it's long. So like it being short is the oddity. Sun and Moon is popping. We got Pokey Chef in the house. What is up, Pokey Chef? We got the Green Shiz into. Actually, Green Shiz has a question. How many rocket boxes you think you're selling in the first 24 hours, Retro?
It's been pretty crazy so far. I imagine when I hop off the live, it's gonna be pretty.
Yeah, I've held him hostage for the past
No,
hour,
no,
and it's
no,
just
no,
going
not at
cha-ching,
all.
cha-ching,
Don't.
cha-ching.
No, don't feel pressured at all. But like I feel like this will probably dude, Terrastal was the craziest release ever for me as far as like revenue in the first week. I feel like Rocket is and it's kind of cheating because Rocket's more expensive per box, but like, dude, people were fiending. Like I posted last night and I was like, hey, like I'll have pre-orders like available tomorrow. Probably 30 people messaged me and were like, hey, is pricing up yet? I'm like, no, just chill. Like I'll post it when I have it. Like relax, please. Like
Check out the Insta. It's not there.
I know, like people are just like people were wild and like I get it, like no one wants to miss this set. Like everybody wants to have it for their customers, everybody wants to have it for their like rip and shit. Like I get it, but it was just like, dude, so many people were just on my ass about it. And I was like, as soon as I have a final word, like I will let you guys know. I promise they're not gonna sell out. I'm not gonna let anybody go hungry. Like everybody just relax. But like yeah, it's been wild, man. Like I want to get some of it too, but I feel like I'm gonna have to wait to get some for like my website and just to have because I need to make sure everybody else gets taken care of first. But like it sucks too, dude, because like I told myself I was like, oh, I'm gonna have such a big position in Rocket. Like I can't call myself Giovanni if I don't have a bunch of
And
the
you're gonna
Rocket
have
boxes.
nothing off the rip.
Yeah,
So,
no,
like, what the hell,
it's
man?
so dummy expensive. It's like, bro, like I can't be out here paying like I can't buy like a ton of boxes at like that's crazy
It's
money. You know what I mean?
crazy.
So I
But
don't know. Like I hope it gets to like under 100, but like that is such a big ask. And I feel like when Destin comes out, if they don't slam Glory of Team Rocket with like a ton of supply, it's gonna get dark. Because if Destined is selling for $300 a booster box, people are gonna pay 150 to
yeah,
175 for
for
a box of
guaranteed
Rocket.
hits too.
Yeah, yeah, that's another thing
Like
too. So
so,
it's
yeah, dude. Terrestrial Festival was the best opening experience I've had in a long time. We ripped a lot of it. That box set it was so good. Like the guaranteed the Pokeballs and Master Balls and that set pop. They look great, like compared to the English counterparts, which makes no sense. Like, but I would be streaming and like they would look so good. Uh, so
I
it
like those better than the 150. Like I feel like the Terrastal Master Balls are way cooler than the
way
150.
cooler,
Like way
way
better. The
cooler.
texture and like the cracked ice, it looks so
Dude,
good,
the
dude. So
texturing
good.
in those is amazing. The Sylveon Pokeball specifically is so pretty with that pink. It's just so good. Like the texturing on the Japanese cards obviously has always been better.
Yeah,
But
I feel like people are so focused too, like with Terrestrial specifically and Prismatic, I guess too, because they're pretty much a 1-to-1. But like people are so focused on like just the evolutions, and I get like the other Pokemon are less popular, but if you look at it, like the Roaring Moon is crazy, the Raging Bolt is
dude,
crazy. Like,
Shinji Kanda, baby, that man can
yeah,
he can draw some stuff. Let me tell you,
I feel like those arts are gonna age. So like I feel like 2 years from now, people are gonna be like, wait a second, like why is this card so cheap, kind of thing. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Because like maybe it is a less popular Pokemon than Umbreon or Sylveon or whatever, but it's like, dude, the art is sick. Like the art is really
they
good. You know,
knocked
and
it
even
out of
some
the
of the mid
park.
Pokemon look really good, like the Iron Leaves and the like all that sort of
All
stuff
the
or whatever.
ancient
Like,
Pokemon slap. All the
yeah, they
every
look
single
good.
dude,
They look good.
the Fluttermane, like
Yes,
they
yeah, yeah,
absolutely
yeah.
slap. The future ones suck. The ancient Pokemon are amazing. Like they did such a good job with that. The cards are so well done. Big fun. Oh, we got Larry in it. Larry, what's up, Larry? Good seeing you, buddy. Zard lurking in the house. Dang, if I knew Retro was going to be here, I would have watched sooner. Well, that makes me feel some sort of way, Zard. Thank you.
Ernie is trolling in the
Yeah,
chat
do you see what he's saying? Don't sleep. Retro
Ernie
thoughts
is
on Java going
trolling.
to sleep at 9 p.m. during a convention.
Leave Java alone, bro. Come on.
Oh, dude, Java had boo boo belly, man. He ate something bad. Uh,
Oh, did he got like food poisoning or
yeah,
something?
his stomach didn't feel good, and it was Saturday night, dude. Like walking around, dude, my legs were beat by the end of the show this weekend. Like I walked around so much, saw so much stuff. So, all right, I don't want to take too much more of your time, Retro. I know you're a busy
Nah,
man.
you're good, man. I'm having a good time.
We
Thanks for having me on.
yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Morning chat, Larry. You're crazy, dude. You're just waking up now. The night owl himself, Larry. All right. So, how do you feel about MetaZoo? How do you feel about the new MetaZoo release? How do you feel about the like? I just opened up 2 booster boxes. I am smitten. That's all I can say. I am very smitten with it. The feel of the cards is amazing. The texturing in the alt arts is amazing. I love how they stuck some of the old arts from the old sets in there, like the Jersey Devil. Very cool. Like, obviously, I'm from New Jersey. The Jersey Devil is like top tier for me. I mean, like, look at this stuff. Like, it's pretty, man. Like the texturing in these cards is amazing. I got Monkey Mirage over here too. Like I'm a big fan. I I don't know like why they went with the printing facility they did, but the card quality is on point. The quality control is on point. These cards are pretty. So how do you feel about them? Like what are your thoughts on base set MetaZoo as a whole?
Dude, like, it was kind of a risk for sure to like, go for it. Like, I knew that Squeaks is so like, dude, I've listened to that guy talk for hours and hours and hours about like playability and like what makes stuff collectible and like how a good game should be run. And like,
Hold on.
dude, I mean, he knows that like I don't know anything about that side of it at all. Like I played Yu-Gi-Oh a little as a kid, but like I got I got cooked. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
I was never like super competitive with it or anything like that because I didn't really know what I was doing. But like he knows what's up. Like he's been in this for so long, and then obviously like Charlie and stuff. So I wanted to take a bet on people that I feel confident in, but like I was unsure about the brand just because of obviously all the negative stuff that had happened with like the first ownership and like what they had done with the so like I didn't like I knew that it was going to be an uphill battle, but seeing like especially them switching from sort of like the I don't want to say like rednecky, but it was like the first box art was like kind of like rednecky and cheesy to me.
Yo,
The one with
I love it, Retro. That's
the,
beautiful.
the
I get
one
what
with
you
the
mean.
yeah, like the one that they settled on is badass to me. Like that one looks good. Like that looks like a good product. And like just selfishly, like Sun Wukong, like that was such a good show. Like Sun Wukong is from Chinese mythology, but like that's what Goku is based on. Like that's why like he's called like Sun Goku. Like he's like with the tail and the Nimbus cloud and the staff and all that sort of stuff. Like Sun Wukong is a very well-known character, and I'm not gonna
Can't get
like
it though.
I think that some of the Sun Wukong cards are pretty cool looking. Like
Dude,
I
they're
think that they look
fire.
yeah, like they look pretty cool. Like it feels more modern. It feels more like edgy and badass and less like rinky dink, I guess. Like I still liked a lot of the old arts from the old MetaZoo and stuff, but like this new version feels crazy. Like it feels like it actually has legs, and so I'm excited to see where it goes. Like like I don't want to hype it up too much or whatever because like I'm selling it and maybe that's unethical or whatever. But like I'm glad that it came out and has been received so
Yes.
well. Like obviously I'm happy for the homies because like they're doing well and they have like ownership in the company or whatever. But like even beyond that, like I'm glad that I mean, and what a story too, because like all these other TCGs that have come out have just been like brand new TCG, like a Flesh and Blood and like all this other stuff, right? Whereas like MetaZoo was a failed TCG that they're coming and potentially like turning around. Like that is, I like an underdog
Oh,
story. You know what I
absolutely,
mean?
dude.
So like,
Underdog. So that's what we're built on, man. Like that's
yeah, like that's cool to me. So like, I don't know, like, have you had like a good experience with like have people said to you just anecdotally that like they really enjoy it, that they're having a good time with it? Like what is the response that you've sort of gotten?
so the people I've talked to, obviously in the hobby that we know, like all seem to like it very much. I haven't talked to many people. Like I was at Collecticon, I didn't see much MetaZoo at Collecticon, to be honest. Like there wasn't much there. Um, I did expect to see a little bit more. I saw a couple booster boxes, nothing crazy. Not many singles at all. Um, but like again, the opening experience I feel like is top notch. Like I enjoyed opening those booster boxes. Um, you get a lot for what you're doing too. Like you get 9 secret rares, like 9 cards that look like this in every box. You get 2 like it feels like you're winning every time. Like it feels like opening up Crown Zenith. If that's what I can like liken it to for like the if that's what it feels like. It feels like I'm opening up Crown Zenith packs. You know you're gonna get something good. Like, and it's fun seeing all the artwork and all the new stuff and see everything. So like I'm really enjoying it. I'm excited to rip some. Obviously, like we're selling it on with Shining Cards and collectibles as well. So the way you said, like I'm not gonna like push, but like it's a fun product. So like if you're interested in it, please like find yourself some MetaZoo, open some of it up. I've really been
And the
enjoying it.
poncho box, dude, the poncho box
Dude, like
is
what a sweet
sick, bro. It's cool.
extra little extra they threw in there. Like that is just like a way to like I know Ray is gonna bring his poncho box to I think he's going to Houston and Poncho's gonna be there. So like sign that bad boy. I said just have him sign it over the stamped sign it, like just do that, like meme it up. Like I think that's so cool. I love that Poncho's still involved. Like his arts are pretty fire. Like I'm a big fan of what they have going on here. So yeah, I'm interested to see where it goes in the next couple months, next couple of years. I want to see what like the release schedule is going to look like. Like it could
The
get
SIG
legs.
though, the SIG is like it's on the inside of the plastic. Like I feel like they could have gone cheap with it and had him sign the outside of the box, and then it would have like rubbed off easily and stuff like that. But like the fact that he signed it with gold and like the gold against the blue, it looks sick,
Yeah,
dude. Like it is. It, like when you open one, it's like whoa. You know, like it. I don't know. Like for them to do that and not say anything about it, that was such a cool, and like that was the thing with MetaZoo, is like old MetaZoo, is they were constantly trying to come up with like gimmicks, and some of them hit, some of them didn't, right? Like I remember they sent like the foil for UFO to space or something like that, or something like they were constantly trying to do the, but like I feel like because Charlie and Squeaks and the rest of the team has like so like Garfield, I don't really know anything about Magic, but like that dude's responsible for a lot of Magic the Gathering stuff. And Magic the Gathering is like the first TC, you know what I'm saying? So it's like these
yeah.
people know what makes a successful brand, dude. So
Executive
like,
vice president of Pokemon.
yeah,
Like what are
dude,
we
like
doing? Like
I don't
it's
know,
what
man.
yeah. Talk about
It
stacking the box. Like
yeah, it could
absolutely.
be it could be crazy. I don't know. Like I'm excited to see what set 2 looks like, and yeah, man, I don't know. I'm hyped. I'm hyped for sure. I'm positive on it, and it's cool to see like I said, like the underdog succeed for sure.
Right on, right on. Yeah, I agree with you. Let me say, hey, Mark, what's going on? Mark the Shark's in the house. Pokey Chef said all the Sun Wukong cards are crazy. Let's see, Bierski run SD $1 starts quick. Yeah, no, thank you. No pack rips tonight for me. Tomorrow though. So I should be getting a call for work tomorrow or the next day or the day after. Like it's been happening. So like for us, I need to wait till the day of. Like they call me at my house at 6:30, 7 o'clock, 7:30, 8:30, all the way up till 9 o'clock. So I could be sitting around for a couple hours just waiting for a phone call. So if that doesn't happen tomorrow, I'll be streaming tomorrow morning. If it does happen, I will be streaming tomorrow night. So please check out Shiny Cards and Collectibles. I'm going to do a little shameless plug on Whatnot tomorrow. We are having a sweet MetaZoo stream. Gonna be ripping some boxes, showing off some cards, having a good time with it. All right, my last question for you, Retro. Let me see what I have here. I shouldn't have it. Next Collecticon. I know we talked about that earlier. Are you going to any Collecticons anytime soon, or you trying to? I know we just had that big long talk about why it's not awesome to go to Collecticon, or why you wouldn't. But like, are you going to any of the? Are you going to any of those, or are you just kind of sticking with local shows?
I'll have to see like which ones are left. Like I'd like to go to Charlotte again for sure. Like I'm pretty bummed that I missed like hanging out with like Chef and Wonder and stuff. And like I know he was cooking crazy and stuff like that. So I'm kind of bummed that I basically just kind of flew in to like go to Rusty's with everybody, and then I had the dip. But if that ends up happening again this year, I'd definitely like to go to Charlotte. And like Chicago, like I know there's a second Chicago, so I don't know like that. Yeah, that might be a little bit pushing it because I think it's pretty close to Card Party West.
It's
But I just
the
want to
next
go to.
weekend's Card Party West.
Yeah, that might be a little much, but like I want to go. I'd probably like take my girlfriend, and like Chicago's just supposed to have like really good food. So like I would like to go out there just to experience the city and like eat and hang out and kick it with everybody and stuff like that. So I'm definitely down to go. I just like I can't vend, dude. Like I'm cooked on vending.
No,
Like
the vending's old news. Like don't vend anymore. Just go there and have a good time. I'm with you on that. I want to get to Card Party West. I haven't been to a card party yet.
Pull up, bro. Pull up.
Dude, I really like Pacific Northwest is like that's like the perfect spot in the world for me. Like I love that whole vibe that's up there. Like that's all beer ski. It's called the Beer Ski Northwest because that I would love to be up there. Like anywhere from Northern California all the way up to Canada. Like give me that kind of rocky coast with the pine tree. Like I'm all about. Like give me that stuff. I want it. But then I'll be obviously.
And we got really good beer. We got really good beer.
Dude, West Coast IPAs, get at me all day long. The dankest of dank. It's like putting the forest floor in your mouth when you're drinking. Like I love that shit. I'll be at obviously the Jersey Collecticon. Actually, I was talking to my wife yesterday about it. She might come to the Charlotte Collecticon with me, which I'm very excited for. I know a couple people in the hobby have met her when we had the party here, but taking her down there would be fun. We'd go for a couple days. Obviously Wonder's party and whatnot, like, you know, it's just going to be good to see everyone. So hopefully she can come. That would be fun for us just to do as like a last little end of summer hurrah, before she goes back to school for the year teaching. So,
how are the Jersey Collecticons? Are those good? I haven't been to those. I see there's one in November.
So the Jersey Collecticon was probably their biggest show last year in terms of the amount of bodies that were around. I think it did very well. Obviously Chicago did well. I think the shows that have 2 dates did very well, and are trying to capitalize on it. The Jersey show, it's weird because the convention center is in the middle of nowhere. It really is. It's just like in a big industrial park. It kind of sucks being there because there's nothing around it. But then you go to New Brunswick, which is the home of Rutgers University, and you can have a lot of fun there if you want to. But people were there, like, wrapped around the building trying to get in. It was like, there was a line. I've never seen anything like it at Collecticon. Probably won't see it like that again, because they have to figure out a different way to do it. But yeah, that did well. So those are probably the next 2. It's going to be Jersey and Charlotte, and then I'll see where I'm at from there. Like I said, if I can get to Chicago, to Seattle, I'll be in Seattle. Like, we're over the flying like thing now, so like just get me. Like I used to be so nervous about landing, takeoff. Now like I'm watching my phone and we're landing. I'm like, oh shit, we landed. Like here we are. So much better. What do we got here? Yeah, cons are awesome. I always come home with something. COVID-19 virus. That's how you know you're doing. That's how you know the show is good, when you're so packed in that you get COVID. Yeah, that works. Pastrami at Harold's Collecticon, New Jersey. Yeah, Chef said it last night. Harold's New York Diner. They serve a pastrami sandwich, Retro, that's like this big and it's stacked like this high with pastrami. It's outrageous. It's so,
Thousand Island or what? What do they got on there?
Russian dressing, Thousand Island. They got everything on it, dude. It is top notch. Chef said it chef said it was the best pastrami that he's ever had in his life. So that coming from chef is pretty huge. Can you make you and Retro's face even smaller? I want to see more acorns.
Those aren't acorns. Those
Those
are
are
hops,
hops,
you
homie.
goofball.
Yeah. Thank you, Retro. Or pine cones, he goes. What's up, Alice? Is everyone else watching with my husband? How's it going? Best pastrami I ever had in my life. So, well, Retro, I really appreciate you coming on, man. I really do. Like, thank you for reaching out through all the craziness that was going on in my life over the past couple months. I thank you for that. Yeah, man, just thanks for being around. Like, thanks for providing an awesome service to people in the community, shops in the hobby. Like, what you do is awesome. You definitely filled a big hole up that was, I don't even think a lot of people realized they needed that filled until you came in and filled it. And you're like, oh man, like Retro's got it down. Like, and that's what's awesome about it. And thanks for just taking care of everyone and not being a bad actor. You know what I mean? Like, you're doing what you're supposed to be doing. We really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no, thanks for the kind words, man. Like I said, I'm very happy to hear that you're free and clear on the health stuff or whatever. Like, it's all cool until it's like something serious. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like to hear that you were good to go was huge, and I'm happy that you're back at it. I know Ray really missed you. Like, you're his star streamer. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that or not, but like I think you're the star of the show. So I'm glad that you're back and healthy, man. And like, that's what this is all about, is like you said, it's like the people and the positivity and the friendships and all that sort of stuff. So it's cool when like the real life stuff can get worked out. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so,
man, absolutely.
Yeah, but thanks for having me on, man. This is a good one for sure.
Yeah,
and,
dude. Yeah, thanks for coming on. Thanks for agreeing. Like, I know 6-hour time difference is a lot, but I appreciate you making some time, especially on a busy day like today, with Glory Team Rocket releasing in the next 2 days. So thank you very much for the time, man, and hopefully get you on another one. Oh, also, we getting any more cardboard hands?
Yeah, dude. It's funny. Josh actually texted me. Dude, it's been an open invite, or what? He's just busy, man. Like, he vends. That man is an animal. He vends like every weekend. I swear to God. Like, he's at some show, like in state, out of state, whatever. But he actually texted me today and said, "Hey, maybe we do the podcast again." A bunch of people have been asking me, so we'll see what happens. We might do one before the end of the week.
Nice. You're on the Slabbed podcast schedule. We do one whenever we do one.
Yeah, exactly. So
I love it.
I'd like to get back at it. But yeah, hopefully by the end of the week,
All
we'll
right,
see what happens.
good. Hey, we got Wonder in here. Miss you guys. Thank you, Wonder. I miss you too, buddy. It was great seeing you in Chicago for sure. I hope the back is feeling better, my friend. I really do. But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, please go check out Retrospecs, Instagram, eBay, on Catch 'em All Collectibles. He does the product allocations and stuff for that, acquisitions for that. So please check him out, ladies and gentlemen.